So essentially, we're going to go ahead and do a Sirian Stargate Attunement, and this is a great way to connect to your starseed origin. It not only connects you to the origin, which would be the actual Stargate itself. Anything beyond the Stargate, if you're communicating in terms of realms, worlds, the astral field, the beings that exist there, the ETs and the ultra-terrestrials that you could be being contacted by or making contact with, this is all secondary to the actual Stargate itself. So you want to attune to the Stargate to get the most powerful connection to your star origin. This immediately downloads you. It expands your intelligence because these Stargate bodies are higher, more advanced forms of intelligence, and that's what they do. They accelerate your level of intellect, so therefore you can start to do the things that are unthinkable, right? All of a sudden you have wisdom. All of a sudden you have the ability to make decisions you wouldn't make before. It's rapidly evolved you at such a high level, and allows you and grants you access to bio-universal Stargate accessibility. Okay, so this just upgrades the intellect and gets you to your future self a lot faster. You know, instead of the goals that you thought you were going to make in 10 years, well, you're doing them in 2. You're doing them in 5 years. And it's because the Stargates, this is what they're designed to do. And it's real. It works. This is what Ascension is all about, is being able to see the future and being able to anchor that now, embodied as your galactic. Okay, so I get asked a lot of questions. How do I interdimensionally connect to my origins? And if it's not something that's happening more fluidly or more naturally for you, because there does have to be somewhat of a level of you have to be able to identify when you're communicating with your higher self. You have to be able to identify when Source is speaking to you, when angels are speaking to you, and light beings are speaking to you, when you are receiving messages or data seed packages of intelligence, of information, of a radial encryption, of a vision, right? You have to be able to identify that. So for some people, that is a process that they are still working through very much, is just being able to identify when they're communicating interdimensionally. Okay, so just setting the intention for one is probably one of the most powerful things you can do. Set the intention to what you're trying to achieve. And like I said, going back to the beginning part, is that this can work for all starseed nations. We're going to work specifically with the Sirian symbol today because this one is more of a universal symbol that really is universally agreed that this is a Sirian symbol. So there's a lot of symbols for specific stargates that have been channeled in the past by different beings, different ambassadors, different embodied galactic beings, but the key is to really actually channel the symbols yourself, and then use them to attune to the Stargate. That's the trick in this technique today. Okay, so we simply just want to attune our consciousness to the frequency of the radial encryption of the Stargate itself. This comes through the most powerfully when you choose to encode your consciousness to this directly to and from the Stargate. Okay, and in this attunement, we will work on the specific symbol code for the Sirian star, and we'll send this back and forth to receive those radial codes to and from the pineal. Okay, and so this Stargate attunement can be used, like I said, for all origins, but today we're going to work with the Sirian Stargate as an example. And if you want to work with the other nations, I don't have symbols yet for these, even though I have symbols for them. I'm still kind of bringing forth what I'm being guided to actually bring forth as the actual symbols I want to use, because I will have to design them from scratch. But there is an abundance of symbols that I'm kind of looking at right now to see which ones I feel will attune most efficiently. to those specific stargates. Okay, so it's kind of like we get to design our own unique design of lock and key technologies, right? For every person, each symbol code might work differently. For some people, they might not be attuned to that symbol, or it doesn't activate the DNA. And so that's why it's best to really channel your own symbols and then use those to activate the Stargate. So if there's a specific symbol that's been coming to you and it's something you've always drawn for a long time, you're an Arcturian starseed, then send that symbol code and run this attunement with that symbol code to the Arcturian Stargate and see if that allows you to hit live energy in that Stargate. Okay. So this attunement is going to require that you have a Starfinder app on your phone to quickly locate the direction of the Stargate that you seek to attune to. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do this visualization, and we'll go ahead and start. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and jump into this visualization. So what I want you to do is you get your Starfinder app out on your phone. The one I am currently using is Night Sky, and it's really good because you can actually go into it, and if I want to find the Sirian star, I just go into the search part and I type Sirius, search, and then it tells me where to point to find Sirius. Okay, so try to find one that has that option if you don't have one on your phone already. And what you want to do is you want to locate Sirius in the sky. Now, if you're an astrologer that can read the stars without an app finder, then you can probably find Sirius. It's not too hard depending on the time of the year. It culminates at 14 degrees Cancer, so you want to be looking for the crab. And this can be done at night also. It also can be performed during the day if you use the app finder, because you're not going to be able to see the stars. And also at night, it might be hard to see it through the pollution and things. So Cancer is best seen in the evening sky in late winter and early spring. So you just want to, like I said, open up the app finder, find Sirius, and then you want to align your body parallel to that star. Okay, and then you want to use the symbol code. You want to go ahead and run a pineal synthesis with the Sirian symbol code. So again, that's bringing the symbol code through breath work into the third eye, placing it on the back of the forehead. Visualize the symbol up against the blackness of the back of your forehead, and then turn it white or gold for the 9th or the 12th dimension. Those are just very powerful color frequencies to work with when it comes to any type of pineal synthesis. Okay, you want to go ahead and then turn that symbol code transversely and raise it 5 inches above your head. Inhale again and exhale the symbol code to the Sirian star. Just like the solar stellar gate activation and attunement when we were sending that to the sun. Well, now you're going to inhale, exhale, and you're going to breathe that symbol code all the way to the Sirian star. Okay, so it does take you and require you to be able to visualize the star more in your third eye. If you can't visibly see the star in the sky, then you just want to visualize Sirius in your third eye and visualize that you're sending that code all the way to Sirius, generating to the star. And once you reach the star, allow that symbol code to access the star's core gate. Okay? It's a little bit like star origin psychic surgery. Okay, so we're going to spend a moment here allowing the symbol code to generate the frequency of the Sirian Stargate. Okay, allow it to spin in the Stargate, allow it to expand and contract in the Stargate, and visualize that it's absorbing the intelligence, the helium spectrum, the light spectrum, the radial body, okay, the aura, the energy. It's coming into the symbol. You want to inhale, exhale, bring the Sirian symbol code back to your third eye, okay? And then you just run that symbol code down through your chakra columns. Allow the integration from the root all the way back up to your crown. Okay, and allow your chakras to receive the attunement from that Stargate, from that symbol code. If you want to take it further, actually lock the symbol in the chakra wheels and expand it out into each chakra wheel and then collapse it back to the core. You can do that as well. and it's going to help you really integrate that into the chakra wheels. Okay, so you want to repeat this 3 times for an accelerated Sirian Stargate attunement. And like I said, if you want to work with other origins, Arcturus, Orion, Lyran, Pleiades, Andromeda, then you can either wait on my Patreon, because I'm going to be bringing symbol codes forward for all of those at some point as well. Once I can really decide on a more universal symbol, because if you look online and you start looking for symbols, you're going to find there's a bunch of different ones. There's a whole bunch of different ones. So the best thing to do is to use your own symbol codes. So if you have symbol codes that you've channeled, light language, anything, use your own symbol codes and send these to the stars, because most likely this is where they came from in the first place. So if you send them to the star and send them back, they're going to activate you to that gate. Okay, it's lock and key technology. Okay, and repeat this 3 times for acceleration for Sirian Stargate Attunement. Okay, guys, so thank you, patrons, for being here so much. I love you so much, and have a beautiful day.